And I'm delighted to welcome Jamie Clarke, the story of round one. Thanks so much for joining us, Jamie. Has it sunk in yet, mate?
Just about, yeah. Yeah, I didn't get much sleep last night. I was still buzzing until about 2 a.m., 3 a.m. and woke up quite early and made the mistake of not muting my phone. So it was pinging since 7 o'clock. So, I've just had a couple of hours just to relax today. Just managed to get half an hour practice in, just try and get the tension out of the arm, and just relishing and just enjoying everything, really. How does it feel, though, mate? Amazing, yeah. Literally everything's come at once. It's I don't know where it's come from. The only thing I can say is that I had a good week's practice, and I've come here not expecting anything at all, and I played that match, and I sort of played really well. And what was nice was, in a way, that Mark played quite well as well, and I stood up to him. Have you changed your game at all then, do you think, in the week of a practice, or have things just come together? No, it was just a case of playing really, really good players all week. And, when you get used to picking up, 1,000 blacks for the spot all the time, and you're just getting beasted, and, and you try and make every chance count, I think, and it just seemed to happen in the match as well. And, yeah. But let's just take it back to the qualifiers, because the priority during the qualifiers was to keep the tour card, wasn't it? Well, to be honest with you, my first priority was to win my first game, and just to be clear to, just to go into Q school with sort of no worries, and go back home and have a couple of months when my bills paid. And for some reason, after that, I just seemed to relax. Obviously there was tension out there on certain points in the matches, but I had a good win against Joe Perry. It's a big thing on TV as well for me. I'm not really used to that. And whenever you play on TV, you play against top players, and I'm not one of them. So it was one of those things where it was just a big confidence booster, I think, going forward. And how did you feel on Tuesday morning, walking out at the Crucible for the first time? Oh, it was very nerve-wracking. Beautiful. It was fabulous. It is a dream come true. Everything I expected and 10 times more, which doesn't normally happen sort of in life and everything. But you can't really explain to anybody what it's like until you play here. It's magic. Because you'd only ever been here, a debutant, of course, and you'd only ever been as a fan, haven't you? Yeah. I've been here. I have these memories from 15 years back, and coming and watching Ronnie play Graham Dotton and Judd Trump against John Higgins, and it's when you're actually watching down from the arena. It's a totally different world when you're actually stood on the floor, because you're looking up and it is literally like a theatre, and it is honestly it's very difficult to explain, to be honest with you. Do you think it possibly did help you not having a crowd, or are you gutted that there wasn't a crowd in to witness that? I think it definitely benefited me, because obviously Mark is I think he's a big occasion player. He's one of the best players in the world. And I just think that, I think he won the Masters a year back, this year, I can't remember what it was. I think he really gets G'd up for that. And I think it definitely benefited me on a personal level with the crowd not on your back, so to speak. I think I could relax a little bit more than I maybe would have with a crowd there. And what were you thinking when he banged in 2 centuries in the first 2 frames? I got a nice early night, and I got to go home. I got to see my fiance and have a week off. But as it turns out, I don't know what happened. As soon as I went on the table, I felt amazing, and I don't know if that's me or if that happens to anybody else, but I felt very comfortable. And I don't know, with no, I can only go on my experience, and I think some people wilt and they get nervous, and I was nervous playing, but I was enjoying handling it, if that makes sense. It was wonderful. But frame 3, you then banged in your highest professional break, 136. Yeah, normally I don't really go for centuries. I know it sounds a bit strange, but they don't really strike me. But when I actually knew before playing in the Crucible that Betfred had donated £200 to a charity, and I think that was brilliant. So every time I got in, I was really trying hard to get those to get 100. So I think I concentrated a bit more in that break, and it just so happened it was my first frame as well on the board. So what did you think at the end of the morning session? Did you think, right, I'm still in this, I've still got a chance, or I've blown a chance, or? I was thrilled. I was thrilled to be 5-4 down. I didn't really think I was going to win, to be honest with you, because it was very easy for Mark to come through and win, say, 2 or 3 frames very, very quickly, like he had been, and I'd be 8-4, 7-4 down. And I still wouldn't have minded, to be honest with you. I was more than happy to get beat. You know, I know it sounds silly, but I think that made me dangerous because I felt like I was going to win the match, and I didn't really think I was going to. So I think I think the pressure was on Mark, definitely, because he's, you know, somebody I've looked up to for years. He's one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. Even after leaving the Crucible and going back to the hotel, you know, he saw me walking back to the hotel, and he was amazing. Yeah, and I think I just hung on, and I don't know what it was in me. I hung on to him, and at the end, I just managed to pip him somehow.
And you've beaten the world number 4, but you've beaten the world number 4 who banged in 5 centuries in the first round, which is just a 10.
Incredible snooker. I don't think I could ever do that. Maybe in practice on an unbelievable day, but he was doing it on the biggest stage. And I'm watching him just in awe, really, of how he's hitting the ball, how he was controlling himself, how, you know, obviously I've watched him for years growing up. And, you know, it was a fabulous, you know, it was strange because I was 2-0 down, but I didn't do anything wrong. So I was quite relaxed then. He put me at ease, if I'm honest with you. If it would have been very scrappy and we both would have struggled, it might have been a different story. But it was nice to know that it was in me to hang on to him. And then, you know, when I did get my chances, I managed to. He did miss a bit more in the second session, but you can't. I said to my dad, and we had a bit of food, and I said he can't keep playing like that. If he does, he deserves his win, you know, without a doubt. But if he wilted a tiny bit, which I think he did, I sort of you know, managed to capitalise on any mistake he made, I think.
And what were you feeling in that final frame? Because the finishing line was so close, wasn't it? But Mark wasn't giving up. No,
and you can be 9-6 up, 9-4 up against any professional, especially against the top players. I was 9-7 up, and I felt like I was 9-all and 60 points behind. That's the only, you know, feeling I can say it was, because it was never safe. You never feel safe at all. And when I went 9-8, and he gave me, I can't remember, I think he played a bad safety, and he gave me a chance at 9-8, and I thought, if I don't take this chance, you know, there's a very high possibility I won't get another one. So that was very, very nerve-wracking, that last break. I can't remember what shots I played or what happened. I haven't watched it back yet. I've tried to look for it. I can't find it anywhere. You know, and I managed to make it 40-odd, and it felt like a 1-4-7.
Well, it was very, very important, wasn't it? Now, you mentioned your phone. You've been getting messages from all sorts of different people, have you?
Oh, crazy, yeah. All my family, all my friends back up, but especially from Llanelli. I think it's blown up there. I don't think they can, you know, I don't think anybody knew that I was playing up here. But I think it's a lot on social media, and a lot of things spread quite quickly. And I think a lot of people know now that I'm doing okay, you know. Well,
it's not about the money, but the money's going to make a big difference to you, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, going forward, definitely. You know, it's just you know, everybody just sort of talks about the prize money and everything, but it's really not about that. You know, it does help me massively to cover, you know, as I say, bills, hotels, flights, same as everybody else. Unless you're doing really, really well, you know, it's great if you're doing well, but when you're in my position, it's a lot different, because you do need to win to, you know, cover your expenditures and everything. So that will be a, you know, big boost going forward for the next 2 years.
And you're playing another qualifier, but Anthony McGill has got plenty of Crucible experience.
Yeah, no, great player. You know, there's no easy draws. I think I done an interview yesterday, and it said it's a good draw. And I looked at them silly. There's not one. I haven't had a good draw. You know, there's no good draws on the tour. You're always up against it because everyone's so good. So you know, it's just one of those things. I'm just going to play my game. I'm sure you will as well. And I think we both believe there's especially now, there's a chance for both of us.
And do you think it's a bit of a help that you don't play again to Friday afternoon now, that you can just settle after what's happened and take it in and enjoy it and put a bit of decent practice in tomorrow?
Yeah, when I qualified and I realised I was playing at the Crucible, I didn't play for 6 days. That helped me massively, I think, because if I'd have been on the first session, say against Judd, or, you know, I wouldn't have had time to soak it in. I took 3 days off and just completely soaked all. You know, I wanted to step in the Crucible. I wanted to go to the, you know, I wanted to experience absolutely everything I could, because I never thought I may never play her again, and I still may never play her again. So I practiced hard for 3 days, and yeah, it's brilliant. Yeah.
Have you started looking beyond the second round at all?
No, I'm looking at the first session. I'm looking at and the first frame, and anything comes after that is, hopefully I can just stay with Anthony, or possibly get a lead, or see what happens. We both don't know yet.
But whatever happens, you're gonna enjoy it and take it all in.
Yeah, take it all in. Yeah, just go and enjoy the experience. Yeah.
And just growing up very, very quickly, you're relatively young in snooker terms. So, who were your snooker idols when you were growing up, Jamie?
Oh, loads of top players. Obviously, you watch Ronnie growing up. I was a huge fan of John Higgins. I played in Terry Griffiths' club since I was the age of 7 or 8 years old. He's, an idol. There's several. Mark Selby, you've watched for 15 years. You just hope one day you get to play them on big stages. And for a lot of people, it doesn't happen. And I've been very fortunate that it sort of happened to me the last week. I've been very lucky. And
you're in the last 16 now with these players.
Yeah. Every chance if you are in it, there's a chance you can progress, and I put myself in that position.
And Terry Griffiths won it as a qualifier.
Yeah. I keep telling him he's second best player to come up nationally here. And he still doesn't believe me for some reason. I don't know why, but yeah, he's a legend. And if I can achieve, it sounds a bit cheesy, but if I can achieve % of what he did, I will have a good career,
Well, Jamie, thanks very much for taking the time. Enjoy the second round, and the very, very best of luck against Anthony McGill.
Thank you very much. I appreciate your time.
Betfred, proud sponsor of the World Snooker Championship.